Well, experts and politicians alike agree that Georgia's current election system needs an upgrade. So today, a group of key players in the election process met in Grovetown to talk about just what's needed in the future. News Channel 6's Ashley Ray Osborne was there. She's live from the Exhibition Center in Grovetown with more. Ashley?
Hey, Brad, Georgia's Secretary of State and current Republican candidate for governor Brian Kemp, part of the commission that heard from cybersecurity experts, minority interest groups, representatives for disabled voters, and many more. The purpose for today's meeting was to point out all that Georgia should consider for future elections. Secretary of State Brian Kemp says he's confident in Georgia's election process, but it's aging out.
We got to move to a new system, and that's what this process is about.
Both Columbia and Richmond County's Board of Elections directors participated in discussions.
So we need to know that the vote we cast is going to be counted in the way we cast it, and that after the election we can go back and prove that the equipment functioned properly. All that helps to build confidence in the process.
The object is collaboration, because everyone is paying for it.
Jackson Fall came for the public comment portion at the end. You drove all the way from Atlanta. Explain to me why.
The reason why is because Georgia is very concerned that the national spotlight is going to be on Georgia with the election of the first black female gubernatorial candidate from a major party ever.
He wants to make sure Georgia's elections are transparent, accountable, and fair.
Unfortunately, we have a Secretary of State who's in control of elections, who is also running for Republican candidate for governor. There's an inherent conflict of interest there. I don't think it's any coincidence that this meeting today is 2 hours away from Atlanta. I don't think they wanted the kind of scrutiny.
Critics earlier this week have said that this meeting here today just a smokescreen for federal lawsuits, political drama happening. What's your response to what those critics have said?
Well, it's just ridiculous. I think you ask any of these county elections officials about how inclusive I have been as Secretary of State, how the people that are working in our office that partner with the counties every single day on elections will tell you that we're as inclusive as any Secretary of State there's ever been.
And that federal lawsuit you just heard me mention, next month the judge will decide if Georgia has to scrap their current election process and have a new one by this November, something supporters say is imperative to fairness. Kemp disagrees, saying it would be chaotic given the time frame. He says they've made no moves to change the process for this year. Live in Columbia County, Ashley Osborne, WJBF News Channel 6.